Horror writers, it feels like there's some outside forces making you think you can't do anything. So, um, let's try to reframe your mindset and start small so that you can move on into the next phase. Now, before we do get started, if you would like to learn how to read tarot cards to write five-dimensional stories with these kind of spreads, go look it down in the description box below. There's a new offer that I call the 30/30, and you can have access to the Flow Your Mojo community until December 31st of 2025. Access to me, there's a special discount, and there's a lot of other stuff that goes with it. So just click on that link and take a look. So first we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very comfortable in her surroundings. Because we've got a reversed Queen of Pentacles, I have a feeling you need to make a move. You may not be feeling very comfortable right now, but the first thing that came to my mind is move faster. Seven of Cups in reverse usually means choices. With it in reverse, no choices. The Moon in reverse. Now, I read the moon a little bit differently than most readers. You can still kind of, when you're walking around at night, you can kind of still see where you're going, but you have to kind of shine some light in some dark alleys to make sure that they're safe and all that kind of stuff. With it being in reverse, it feels like you need to do that a little bit more on the inside. And I'm going to get to you why that's actually very poetic later in this video. So that's not to say the moon is not associated with your intuition, but you might want to shine some light on some dark spaces inside of yourself. Here we have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is usually about hoarding or scared to give up your resources. The Six of Pentacles, though, is the exact opposite, sort of. It's telling you that you have resources to give. Or what, and what I actually wrote down with this card is, what are you willing to give up? What can you give up that you know that someone's going to not be able to pay you back with? It's probably in regards to this project, but just something to think about. And I kind of wonder if that's going to help you move a little bit faster. That might open up some choices for you, that kind of stuff. But I think you have a resource that you can supply to somebody, even though you feel like you can't. Here we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. The Eight of Cups is usually walking away from something, even though you love it, for something better. With it in reverse, you need to kind of stay put. Here we've got the Nine of Swords, nightmares and anxiety. So probably whatever is blocking you, whatever you feel like you can't give up, whatever you are scared to give up, whatever you are being asked to do right now is probably causing you a little bit of extra stress right now. We have the Eight of Swords as well, and the Eight of Swords is mental traps. So I think you feel trapped. I think you feel like you're trapped. But the minute you start kind of giving up this kind of stuff, whatever you have a resource to, I think that this card is going to flip. You're going to get some choices, and all this will probably reverse and you won't have to worry about it anymore. You also have the Two of Wands, and this is kind of your happiest card, I think, in the entire spread. The Two of Wands is you have a vision of what you want to build, and that is something that you want to go for. So in order to do that, you're going to be asked to use the Lover's card. Now, the Lover's card is not, it can be about finding a lover, but it's actually more about dedication. What are you going to dedicate yourself to? Who are you going to dedicate yourself to? How much dedication are you going to put toward it? So yeah, ultimately, I'm just kind of feeling like you have a resource that you can give up. Not like give up and give away. I mean, you can, it can be that, but I feel like it's probably something you are scared to give away. But it's okay. You're okay to do so. Numbers you're probably going to want to pay attention to are 3, 7, 18, 4, 6, 8, 9, 8, 2, and 6. If you add all those up, you get 71. 7 plus 1 equals 8. 8 in the major arcana is the strength card, most usually. Sometimes it's justice because they're flipped, but that's a whole different story. For this deck, it's actually the strength card. And strength, to me, is making friends with your inner demons, your inner self, your shadow self. And do you remember when we talked about the moon and how it was reversed and your intuition and shining light on some dark spaces and how a reverse card is blocked, delayed, healing, or internal energy? I think that's what the moon is referring to. You can find strength within yourself in order to give up or to give this source available that you have available to other people, and that will open you up to new things and new choices. You will feel moving again. You probably will not feel so mentally trapped, no more anxiety. Also, this hoarding situation will probably be flipped over because you'll feel comfortable that you gave back to the community or gave back to someone who needed a little bit of extra help. Before I completely move on from this, I do want to say you did get The number 8 came up a lot. You got 18, 8 in the Eight of Cups. You got 8 in the Eight of Swords. You also got 8 with the Strength card. So I would really pay attention to the number 8. I would also pay attention to, it seems like you're coming up on a near the end of a cycle. You've got 8, 9, and 8, and you also have the number 18. So it feels like there's gearing up for a new cycle. And I think once you kind of move past whatever this is that you feel like you can't give up, and you do give it up a little bit and help somebody out or something, I think that that new cycle will kind of start turning for you. You'll get to the Judgment card, which will eventually get to the World card, which will eventually get you to the Fool card. Elementally wise, we have Earth, Air, Fire, and Water. Fire was your weakest element. However, I'm going to be giving you a lot of astrology homework right now, a lot of astrology insights that you're going to need to go and take a look at because I don't really do this traditionally, but there was a lot to it, and I felt like it was actually very important for you to look up. You're going to want to look up Mercury, Gemini, Neptune, and Pisces. Those planets and signs are associated with the Lovers card and with the Moon card. And they're both actually not fire cards. But I'm going to tell you to actually go look up fire elements as well so that you can kind of compare and contrast, I guess. But it just kind of feels like there's a lot of astrology going on with you guys right now. So you're going to want to look up also Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. So regarding all of this stuff that's going on, you've got a lot of astrology insights to go home and look up and just kind of see what's coming up for you in your inner feelings with the moon. What are you going to dedicate yourself to? All that kind of stuff. Colors you're probably going to want to pay attention to are red and gold. I do pull 3 extra cards for you, and the first one is chicken. This one is the worst. So I kind of feel like when I opened this card or when I pulled this card, the first image or the first thing that I heard was like, you know how people say, oh, that's the worst. Like that's kind of what comes out, what I heard with this. So it feels like the situation that you're in, you kind of think it's like the worst. And it's that saying can be kind of thrown around a lot, and it kind of, I'm not saying it hasn't lost its weight, but I feel like there is probably some extra weight that you were putting onto this situation that probably doesn't need to be there, which is probably where the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords are coming from, and also the moon being in reverse. You also have, what does your protagonist think about other characters? How are they wrong or right about other people? So with that, I'm Chris, and I help screenwriters and fiction authors write 5-dimensional stories with all of my tarot cards. If you would like to learn how to read tarot cards and write 5-dimensional stories with spreads like this, please go down to the description box below and take a look at my new offer called the 30/30, where I'm actually going to be showing you 30 spreads similar to this to help you write a complete story in 30 days. If you start up now, you'll get 4 months prior to it so that you'll actually be able to start knowing the names of the cards and the meanings of the cards before we actually get to the actual program. But you're going to have access to the Flow Your Mojo community for free until December 31st of 2025. And if you look down below, there is also 20% off promo codes. With that, I'd like to invite you to like, subscribe, follow, and share, and happy Halloween.